Welcome everyone to another Churrasco Voltor review. This time we're checking out one of my top 3 games in the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And quite honestly, one of my top 3 games in general. Street Fighter II, The World Warrior. So, does this game really need an introduction, is the question. I would say no. Today I'm going to do something a little different, guys. This game is near and dear to my heart for many reasons. Released back in '92 for the SNES, I believe, after being a breakout success in the arcades for Capcom. This game took the world by storm and really introduced everyone to what a fighting game really was. Anyways, guys, we're going to do a review / retrospective, very nostalgia-driven little video here. Let's get started. I'll be playing along. Mind you, as you guys know, Ryu and Ken are the popular boys, but I will not be doing those guys. I will be working on Guile. He's my main man. He's my buddy. I'm normally very, very good at this game. I will not lose a round and go get multiple perfects and get high scores. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, as I talk to you guys, you'll see that my skill might not be all that great. Nice little intro screen there. Well, for the time, 8 characters fighting was pretty nice. It was a nice little selection. And I might get lost here in trains of thought every now and then as I'm trying to kick this guy's ass. I love fighting Ken. Ken's stage is awesome. Let's start with the review itself, shall we? So, as you guys can see, the graphics for the time are fantastic. I remember when I was a kid, this blew me away. There really was nothing quite like it. Coming in from the time of the regular Nintendo Entertainment System to this, it was really like a different world. The graphics, the sounds, the characters, it was all amazing. And I remembered, as a kid, my cousins and I, in South America, we would walk through the streets to go to this little, kind of like an arcade. And basically what it was a little place where you paid like by the hour, I think, to play this game on some TVs that were set up on different consoles. Yeah, air throw. Anyways, and that's how we played this game. And this was the game to play. This is the only game I remember playing in that place, honestly. I remember we played this game, and of course, Street Fighter II Turbo was out at the time. And as you guys may or may not know, Turbo's main difference from this was that you could pick the same characters, so you could be Guile versus Guile, Ken versus Ken, and the boss characters were also playable, like Balrog and Vega, Sagat, and Bison, which was really, really cool. So whenever since we were kids, we were like 5 or 6 years old at the time, we didn't know any better. We just thought we were cool and unlocked them somehow. Or we did, oh, this is the cheat version that you can play as the same guy. We didn't know that there were two totally different versions of the game. Anyways, I'm getting off topic totally because the nostalgia is real here. So, anyways, back to the graphics. Everything is lovingly animated in this game. All the blocks, all the moves. Everything is really slick. The backgrounds are phenomenal. Every little background has its own little certain element that makes it special. And you'll notice later when the round ends, they have their own little animations that they go into to signify an end of round, which is really cool. I was never really a competitive player. Never have I been a competitive player of this game. This is the game I always come back to. I play this game the most. Out of all the games, the hundreds of games in my collection, I play this game the most. Because you can easily pop in and get a quick playthrough with Guile in about 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah. Now the sound. The sound is great. All the tracks, as you know, are pretty iconic. Guile's theme being a standout, so is Ken's theme, Ryu's, and recently I really like Balrog's theme in Vegas. It's really great stuff. It really hypes you up for whatever task is at hand, be it doing a sweet workout or completing a super lame paper for a class that is a waste of time. But I'm getting off topic once again. Anyways, growing up, as far as let's talk about gameplay before I go off on yet another tangent. As far as gameplay goes, everything is super slick and responsive. The Super NES gamepad is expertly designed for this. I think it takes it quite well. I know there's a version on the Sega Genesis, but I don't like that version as much. Just the controller, the Genesis controller pad doesn't lend as well to this. Let's see the animation. How cool is that? How awesome is that? I think that's awesome. But the control is super slick and responsive. I love his taunt. Are you mad enough to fight with me? My favorite is go home and be a family man, because that's what every man should be. But anyways, I digress. The control is super slick. All the inputs are very responsive. The special moves are nicely thought of. Um, I really have never been a competitive player, like I was saying earlier, and I never pay attention to hitboxes and things like that. But I played this game so much, specifically as Guile, that I know when things are going to land and the type of window that I have to get an attack in. I know what attacks will hit, what attacks won't. I know basically how the CPU even thinks at this point. Right now, I know I'm not showing it very well because I'm talking to you guys at the same time. Yeah, this is just, there's no slicker interface as far as a fighting game goes, in my opinion, on the SNES. And I played quite a few. I played my, Killer Instinct, Primal Rage, Weapon Lords, things like that, and nothing really comes close to being this slick. And I think it's production value too. I mean, the amount of work that Capcom put into this game is just phenomenal. Look at these elephants. I like to pretend that they're gonna start eating Dalsim's corpse right here. He has a thing for ankles. The elephant's chowing down on his ankle, ripping off parts of it. See, go home and be a family man, Dalsim, to your elephants. But yeah, the presentation is phenomenal. Look at the little world map. Let me fight Ryu in Japan. The music comes into play here. See, we're all over the place on this review because this is an experience that you need to have. And I know a lot of people say, "Hey, man, how come this is just a vanilla version of Street Fighter 2? There's like a few others. Why don't you check those out?" Well, I have, honestly. I own every version of Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, and this is still the one I come back to all the time. Don't get me wrong, Turbo's kind of neat, the speed is cool, but honestly, this is way better in my opinion. And as far as Super Street Fighter 2 goes, I have a lot of fond memories of that game as well, and the additional characters of Philon, Cammy, and T-Hawk and DJ are really cool, but nothing beats this. This really takes me back to a simpler time. There's nothing quite like it. I'm almost speechless. I came into this review thinking, I'm going to give down a good breakdown of what's going on here. But there really isn't much to review on a fighting game. It really is quite simple. I reviewed Fighter's History in my channel, as you guys have seen that too, and I feel like I had a lot more to say about that game because it was kind of an unknown. As far as this game goes, I know it so well, and it sounds counterintuitive to say, I really don't have much to say about this game. It's just something that's forever ingrained in my memory, and you guys should honestly pick it up. If for some ungodly reason you have never played this game, I implore you to play it. You guys will not be disappointed. So it's kind of a spoiler of how this review is going to end, because I am not going to give this a bad review, obviously. This game is phenomenal. Look at the effects, look at that. Just smash that Japanese karate master through his pagoda sign. Phenomenal. In case you guys were wondering what the story consists of, for those of you who haven't played, I'll break it down for you. Basically, and someone set up this brick wall and will say, "Hey, Guile, just, I set up this brick wall for you. Please don't mess it up." And then you go in there and you thrash it, and he's very angry at you. But anyways, and this upside down kick is just bananas. But anyways, the story is the World Warrior, right? There's a competition, basically, where fighters from all around the world come to kick each other's ass. And it's a big dick swinging contest. Even for the ladies, Chun-Li gets in there with, dick swinging contest, and she tries her best. But all these diverse characters, stereotypical, like this big Russian wrestler like Zangief, and the American guy with the big mohawk, the karate masters in Japan, and all this stuff. It's just really, really stereotypical, classic stuff that you would expect from the standard, hey, let's have a fighting tournament for everyone in the world type of deal. Now, there's a little subplot to it that, it's an overarching plot, really, that kind of takes over the whole thing. That's really the focal point. The guy who's throwing the contest is this guy from Thailand named M. Bison. And he is this dictator that wants to apparently exert, like, his power, his tyrannical power on the world through a series of non-sanctioned street brawls. Sure, why not? And as you can see, these characters don't make much sense. Their motivations are a little strange. Like, would really an army colonel really go out of his way to go to what was USSR back then and start suplexing citizens? I don't think that would do well with politics. You know, I think that would be a bad move in the early 90s, especially. Or go suplexing some native in Brazil. That's not a good look, Guile. But I applaud you, and I'm glad that you did it. Anyways, that's basically the plot of the story. I think the canonical ending is Ryu wins the whole contest because he's the main boy. But let me take you through. Basically, the story was unknown to me when I was a kid. I didn't really know any of that. To me, it was just the game where the dudes fight, and that was awesome enough for me. As far as should you get this game, if you already don't have it, I sincerely say hell yeah, you should. Look at that. See, I got this down to a science. Look at that, all the little village people in the back made out of mud, and they're just watching Blanca get thrashed in his little short shorts. Now, I would love to take you through a whole playthrough, and so you guys could watch the whole thing. Maybe I'll do a Let's Play on this game one day. I mean, that's essentially what this is at this point. But, oh, Jesus. I always thought that was awesome, too. Whenever you get electrocuted or get lit on fire, I thought it was so awesome. Look at that. Oh, look at, watch this, watch this, watch this. He's gonna get it, he's gonna get it. Ah! Now he's gonna get it. He got it. Yes. The man with two moves. The legend of Guile, the man with only two specials, lives on. Like I was saying, I would love to take you guys through a whole playthrough of this game to show you how special it is and me kicking everyone's ass. But I've run out of things to say at this point. At this point, I'm just babbling. And as far as a review goes, I don't think this will do much as far as a review, but I can reminisce for the rest of the time if you guys will join me on my reminiscing. How did I come upon this specific cartridge of Street Fighter 2? It's kind of a cool little story. When I was a kid, in the early 90s, I had a Nintendo originally, and then I got an SNES, and my grandparents back in South America knew that I liked SNES, and this game they bought for me, and they sent it to me. One of my family members went down to visit in South America, and then they came back to the good old US of A and brought me this game. And when they brought me this game, it was inside a bootleg box of Street Fighter 2 Turbo that was in English. And you'll find that box as one of my most prized possessions in my game room tour. And inside that box, without any little insert or anything to keep the box in good shape while it came in the suitcase, it got a little smashed up, was just this game. No manual, no pamphlet, nothing. And I got a perfect victory on good old Chun right there. And I played the crap out of this cartridge back then. And I still do, honestly, obviously. But that's how I got that copy. And I remember that game. And there was one other game my grandparents sent to me years later for the SNES, and that was Captain America and the Avengers, which I still have in its little beat-up box because it came in a suitcase as well. Yeah, so that was really special to me. Now, as far as memories of me playing this, I played this game with just about everyone in my family as a kid. Street Fighter 2 was a type of sensation that, even if you didn't like video games, you knew about this game. You played it. And for me, I just got addicted. I remember, in particular, as a kid, the limits of my abilities, they kind of went like this. I made it through the game. I'm kicking Balrog's ass right now, and which is how far I would get. I'm not going to get into the whole semantics, by the way, of his real name and all that crap. You guys can look that up, and it's already a well-known fact. This is kind of a reminisce for me. This is the only guy that can honestly give me a lot of trouble because he'll start doing this. And you can't really get out of this. So watch, I'm going to try, and he's going to kick my ass. No, actually, he might ease off. He's not. He's cheap. Yeah. You can't. Oh, there we go. He eased off at the last second. Fine. There. Screw you, bro. That's right. 100 points. But anyways, the limits of my ability kind of went like this. I'm going to thrash his car now after I destroyed him. And thrashing the car was always a lot harder than thrashing the brick wall for whatever reason. But anyways, when I was a kid, I would basically beat Balrog, do this little car bonus stage, and the next guy, which you know is Vega, or, you know, he would annihilate me, and me and my uncle would battle Vega for many hours to no avail. And I would maybe got to Sagat and then Bison maybe once after that. But Vega was truly a pain in the ass. And I'm gonna now from now on, you're gonna jump into my shoes and you'll see kind of the journey till the end here. Vega was always an asshole. Always with his jumps and his flips, never knew what to do. Now, as I've gotten older, I know I have to bait him into attacking, into doing something stupid, and then I'll punish him and destroy him. Another move that Vega did that used to piss us off was jumping off the walls and jumping off the fence, which was always kind of like, oh, dude, what the hell? This guy is so acrobatic. I really can't do anything about fighting him. But eventually, I discovered the trick with Guile was, see, now he's done. He's toast. And there's nothing better than suplexing. This game has just the best suplex in all of video game fighting history. You can fight me on that. It's just the greatest suplex. There's nothing more authoritative than freaking suplexing someone the way he does. And keeping his hair immaculate throughout. Vega stands no chance against that suplex. Watch this. Ugh! Nothing better. Again, this time, over the shoulder throw. So the next guy, Sagat, is kind of interesting. He's the man that says tiger a whole lot. Tiger shot, tiger knee, tiger uppercut. And he's kind of a pain in the ass. Honestly, he's a little cheap. For some reason, on the hardest difficulty, which is I always was playing on, his specials, especially his uppercut, if they catch you, they can drain like a good third of your health. See, I thought he was going to catch me that time. He wasn't too slick on that one. But he's a pain. Also, this background always confused me. This is one of the few backgrounds that doesn't really change when the fight concludes. If anyone's from Thailand out there that happens to be watching my videos, is there really a giant statue of this woman laying down while people have street fights in front of it? Is that like a thing? And are there rubberized mats in front of it? Because that's what that looks like. I mean, you can watch it from those stands right there where he collapsed, I guess. As some of you guys may know, Sagat was also the boss of Street Fighter 1, the main man, before Ryu given that super gnarly scar across the chest. And now he's just the before final boss, before you fight on Bison. As far as what Street Fighter has turned into today, I really never, like many people, delved into Street Fighter 3. I do own it in this abysmal collection that came out for the PS4. And then afterwards, Street Fighter 4 was my jam. I love that game. I used to play the crap out of that thing. And Street Fighter 5, as you all know right now, I hate. I don't like it. It sucks. Let's go down to the final confrontation with M. Bison, who looks like a very angry guy that's checking your passport at the airport. He always throws off his cape with authority, only to get suplexed shortly thereafter, or punched in the face. When I was a kid, this guy's moveset would infuriate me. He was super quick, super powerful. There wasn't really much you could do against him, but just kind of turtled the defense, as Guile mainly. Maybe I can get a perfect on good old M. Bison here. Nope, not this time. Oh, Jesus. That's always his downfall right there. But to wrap up this review and retrospective, guys, this game for me is the perfect storm of nostalgia and what video gaming means to me when I was a kid. Nothing comes close as the memories that I built in that time with cousins, with family, of playing this game, of loving the characters, watching the cartoons. I'm pretty sure there was even a damn cereal. I own some action figures of this game. And honestly, nothing to me comes closer to gaming bliss than this game. Oh, that was cheap. That was BS right there. Look at that. He beat me around. I got so reminiscent that he beat me for a round. That's the wonder of Tarasco Voltor's channel here. There's no script. We just go off the rails here. But yeah, guys, this to me is my game. This is the game that means everything to me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review of slash retrospective slash incoherent ramble of Street Fighter 2. And hopefully you'll join me next time. And one day, whenever my editing powers become actual editing powers as opposed to what I'm doing right now, I will revisit this game because it deserves that. It really deserves all the stuff. There we go. Finally, jeez. It really deserves the utmost attention and the utmost greatest of videos. This is a gaming masterpiece in my opinion, and mainly because of the memories that I built with people while playing. So while Bison reconnects with his family, Take the time to reminisce and look back on the games that brought you and your family closer together. And give them, if it's been a while, revisit them. I recommend it. It really is well worth it. So, I hope you've enjoyed this review / retrospect on this game of Street Fighter 2. And until next time, let's watch Guile reconnect with his family and wrap this up. My version has voices.
Please, dear, let him go. Destroying Bison won't bring Charlie back. Please come home. Let's start over.
But I deserted you.
Please, Daddy. Mommy and I still love you.
Amy? Is that my little Amy? Yeah. And the dog is there too. Everyone ended up happy. Look at that. We can all strive to be just like Guile. The coolest dude in Street Fighter 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Tarasco Voltorb, signing out.